I don't know if it is the Finnish connection, but I have the great pleasure of introducing my colleague on the board of EWoB. No, sorry, not my colleague at EWoB, but not on the board of, on the admission committee of EWoB, Sanna Wester. Sanna has been a very high-level executive in different industries and in different companies, large companies. And she has, in particular, a marketing background. I think that since 2013, Sanna, you started your own company as an entrepreneur, and you're working as an interim executive. Aside from that, Sanna is on the board of Board Professional Finland, which has been one of the founding members of European Women on Boards at the very beginning in 2013. And she has accepted to chair the admission committee of the talent pool that we have, that we are building and have now built, because we have a substantial already number of women ready for boards in that international talent pool. So, Sanna, please, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Cécile, for the presentation, and I'm really happy to, on my behalf as well, welcome you here to the launch event of the EWoB Talent Pool. I'm very delighted to be able to be here and present you to the project that we actually started already last year, late last year, and we've been working on it ever since in a tight group, and the board of EWoB has been working very hard on this already before we actually started started selecting the candidates to the pool. This is a truly amazing possibility for companies and candidates alike to make a difference in the boardrooms across the whole Europe. This one? Yeah. Okay, like Cécile Kuhn said here earlier, the talent pool is one of the key network projects within EWoB. There has been, and there still is, too much talk about how hard it is to find good women to board positions in different countries, different sectors and industries. This project and the end result of this project, and of course the work will continue, the talent pool will remove those obstacles and connect some of the best possible people with companies who are looking for female experts and strong experience to their boards. We have already, Cécile was being humble here, 132, but we have already over 150 candidates who have been approved, international, very high-level candidates in the talent pool. And the number of the candidates will grow steadily now, since we today are launching actually the project. One of EWoB's major strategic goals is to create and promote a pool of talented board-ready women with the right profile to fill in cross-border, international, non-executive directorship positions in Europe. And as this is one of the core values of EWoB, being able to make talented women visible and accessible also to the companies and search firms, we do believe that the gender balance on companies' boards, it is not an end as itself or in itself, but it supports the development of innovative business models for economic growth, and in that way also works in line with Europe's 2020 strategy that we heard about a bit earlier. The talent pool is also a very valuable tool for coping with the lack of accessibility and visibility, as said already, to the boards, and this prevents many highly talented women from reaching these top decision-making positions. Visibility is crucial in making the situation better. The talent pool also increases international visibility of board-ready women and understanding of their added value to boards in Europe. One thing that we have been doing within the talent pool is that we have a very clear governance model for structuring the work of the talent pool. The EWoB talent pool has been organized in a way that secures the high quality and standards of this pool. There is a separate admission committee that I'm happy to be able to chair, and the admission committee works independently under the board of EWoB. All the proposed candidates have been screened by the admission committee to fulfill the criteria, and I will come back to the criteria in a while. And then the approved candidates will be confirmed by the board of EWoB. During this first year, 2016, only EWoB member organizations have been able to propose candidates to the talent pool. During 2017, the talent pool will be opened for public application for anyone with the required experience and qualifications to apply. And this will be done online then next year. More information will come later next year. The reason for creating a clear governance is that we want to guarantee a few things in the process. One is the impartiality. The approval decision must be impartial. This is crucial as well. It must be free of prejudices and conflicting interests. This is not to say that we are full of conflicting interests, but there might be a situation when it is good to have separate admission committee for this. Also, every applicant must have the possibility to be heard by the admission committee in her case. We have had, every time we have been going through applications, we have had several cases where the admission committee has been asking for additional information or more details or other information to base the decision on. We also want to keep the wheels rolling, and if the admission procedure would be on the board of EWoB, they have so much other things on the agenda on the board that this would just maybe cause delays and take too much time. We have also seen already in the admission committee that it takes quite some time to go through every single application, so it already has shown to be a good solution to have a separate admission committee. But it's not easy to be approved as candidate in the talent pool. The criteria has been consciously made very demanding, as we want the candidates and the talent pool as a whole to be the best and first option for anyone looking for board candidates. All applications are scored on 15 areas. First by the applicants themselves, and then validated by the member organization of EWoB before they are sent to the admission committee. We have been very strict on certain qualifications, such as existing board experience. This talent pool is not the place where you start rehearsing and get your first board position. Other qualifications that we are not compromising on are command of English. English needs to be used as the most common business language, and command of other languages is a clear plus. Significant management experience is very valuable. This means in practice that you have been CEO or equivalent for several years, or had P&L responsibility in a larger organization, or in some industries or sectors having other relevant high-level experience, which then needs to be detailed and specified more. International experience is one. You need to have 5 to 10 years of international experience. And this can be obtained by living abroad, studying abroad, working, or having been working in a very large organization internationally. I mean, your everyday position has been in international context. And last but not least, accounting. This means familiarity with reading and interpreting company financial statements, and also with international accounting standards. You need to know the numbers to be in an international board position. There are also minimum scores to be reached in order to be approved as candidate in the talent pool, but I'm not going to tell them to you, they are secret. But as a result of this criteria, we are very proud of the pool of female executives who we already have for companies and search firms to be found for boards across Europe. Let's look a bit closer on the candidates then that we have in the talent pool. At the moment, as said, there are over 150 approved board-ready candidates, everyone with high qualifications and wide experience. All candidates are used to making tough decisions. All candidates are used to planning strategically, leading smaller and larger organizations in a variety of environments and business phases. Shortly, to be said, all our candidates are in a position to bring real added value to a company by working as part of their board. As we are talking about international boards, language barriers cannot be a problem. Like I said, in command of English is one of the crucial or the non-compromised qualifications, and this will not, language problems will not be the case with our talent pool candidates. Most of our candidates are multilingual, and I think the record was 7 languages more or less fluently. And we have a lot of women also in the talent pool with dual citizenships, for example, US and European citizenship. At the moment, our candidates are located geographically in 10 countries, and they represent about 15 different nationalities. Our talent pool also can boast with having work experience from all continents. Well, maybe not Antarctica, but maybe we can fix that later. And the number of industry backgrounds is very big. From opera management to oncology, to mergers and acquisitions and business consulting. And this gives enormous possibilities for finding the right candidate with the right background for every board. As an example, I have here the geographical international spreading of our candidates. And there are still some newly approved candidates missing from the database figures, but you get the big picture with these percentages. The biggest countries represented at the moment are Belgium, Finland, and Italy, followed by Germany and France. Other countries where we have candidates from are Bulgaria, where we actually don't have an EWoB organization, but they have been presented by our Czech member organization. Czech Republic, the Netherlands, Norway, and the UK. However, when looking at the numbers, there is a factor that we need to take into account. In some of the member organizations, companies can be direct members of the organization. And this creates somewhat an unbalance maybe in the number of human candidates to the talent pool. But as the number of candidates is growing continuously, also the geographical spreading will increase as well. But already now, as we are launching the whole talent pool today, The talent pool is providing a genuinely wide selection of handpicked and approved female directors to European boards. So if you are a company, what's in it for you? The EWoB talent pool is open and free to all companies, associations and search firms, and the only limiting thing is that you need to be based in Europe. Our goal in EWoB is to spread the word as much as possible, as the talent pool is an excellent way for combining the companies and the candidates on a very high level. So if you or your company want to get access to the talent pool, go to our website, on EWoB website. You can find it written elsewhere in the material, but it was european.ewobnetwork.eu, and request access on the website. And the only thing needed is to sign a charter of engagement. It's a document that about, for example, on confidentiality and also about reporting back to EWoB on the results that you get from the talent pool. And this access is valid for a limited time, for 12 weeks, but it can be renewed by request. So now, to get the first taste of the EWoB talent pool, we will have live demonstrations here at 5 o'clock by Thomas and Margaret. Do we have Thomas and Margaret in the room? There is Thomas, can you please step up? And Margaret there. They are here for you in English and French, giving presentations of the database or the whole talent pool. And that's, like said, at 5 o'clock with cocktails and networking. But before having the demonstration, if you have now any questions about the talent pool or the procedures or anything else, Cecile will join me here, and we have some time for questions and answers. Yes, please.
I was wondering, why did you decide to limit access to... Christiane Neumeier, why did you decide to limit access to European-based companies and search firms?
Well, for the moment, it is a European project, so that's why we have made that decision.
Requirement from the EU? I'm just thinking in terms of opportunities, because the representation of international board members with international background in response to where a company operates internationally is so important, and many companies still don't have the countries where they do a significant amount of business represented in their boardroom. So it would actually, I think, provide an additional opportunity for placement for the candidates. If you
Yes,
open it up.
yeah, you're absolutely right. And this doesn't mean that you have to have the company headquarters like Google or Apple in Europe. It's okay to have a subsidiary here in Europe.
Thank you.
Yes?
I'm a bit afraid of having everyone being able to go, because there are lots of headhunters, there are lots of companies. Can you imagine these 150 ladies being approached, I don't know how many times? So how are you going to manage with this? Because it might be a burden and might be a very time-consuming for them.
Oh, I would love that situation, because it would...
I was going to say
Will happen, will happen.
nice problem to have.
Yes. Yeah. To be honest, I don't think the whole world will explode today by this launch event. So it will be really great to have more than one per person in a short time, and then get the number of contacts to increase. But just to get the knowledge out, there are enough candidates shortly.
And then the other practical aspect to that response is that we have organized a presentation of all these profiles on a digital platform which is very easy to access. And from the moment, the only, I would say, confirmation that we need to receive is the signature of the Charter of Engagement. And from there on, the company or the search firm is free to search the talent pool online. So our work is limited to being a facilitator. We are not a search firm, so we don't actually match the request for a board position with the actual candidates that we might have in the pool.
I was talking about the candidates.
The candidates themselves will have to manage their number of board positions, of course. And they are always free to accept or to decline a board mandate if they feel that they don't have the necessary time to, and I think that women are very good at managing their priorities, and they know perhaps sometimes too well, they will be very responsible about the number of mandates that they accept. Being in the talent pool does not mean that you will be available necessarily for a large number of additional mandates. It's up to each lady which is in the talent pool, which is accepted in the talent pool, to manage her, I would say, agenda of board mandates.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you very much, Cecile and Sanna. I'm sitting here at the other side for setting this all up, and I think we will be most happily managing all the application for board seats that are coming to us. But one step before that, how are you advertising the existence of this talent to the business community?
Well, at the moment, we have only been gathering the base, and now after the launch, today there has been a press release. We are actively being in touch with all the member organizations in the EWoB countries to locally using their contacts to the headhunters, to media and other ways that they have locally to promote the EWoB talent pool, also locally in the different countries. And we have the websites. Remember, all you link in your LinkedIn and other social media channels that this has been launched. The word will go. And now, talking for Finland, the number is manageable. The number of companies that we will contact.
Hi. Hello. I have a question. So, looking around this room, a number of extremely impressive women and men, I'm sure, and I'm sure the talent pool is equally impressive. And I was just wondering if, with regards to diversity on boards and creating a future of diverse boards which take into account sustainability and all kinds of other issues, for which we need all kinds of different minds, if EWoB is also considering, let's say, ethnic or racial diversity on boards, which I think is oftentimes overlooked, especially in Europe. Maybe in the United States, it's looked at a little bit more easily. But I think it might also be very interesting as a topic to kind of get into and to take into consideration, despite the fact that it's a very sensitive subject, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. And I could say from the admission committee side that when approving candidates to the talent pool, we are only looking at the qualifications and experience. So we are not deliberately looking for other kinds of characters or yes. So we're only going for the professional, and I'm sure with the time we will also have a number of ladies in the talent pool who represent other ethnic backgrounds or racial or nationalities or other minority groups in the talent pool. But that is not on the agenda on purpose in any way.
So, I'm here.
Yes.
Oh, somebody is, okay, go first.
So here, sorry, one and two.
No
Yes.
more. I have a feeling that a database such as the one you're launching today are more visited by headhunters than directly by companies, which doesn't always work in favor of women promotion. So do you have a marketing plan directly to companies and to induce them more to do also their search at the HR or board level? How do you react to this comment?
Well, I think that's the next step, as Sanna explained. We are launching, first of all, we had to assemble the talent pool. We realized that this communication by this launch event and the press release is only a first step, and it's not going to achieve the result that we want, i.e. that the existence of this talent pool on an international basis is known to all the stakeholders, i.e. not only the search firms, but also the people who are making the decision to propose a candidate for a board position, often the chairman of the board or the CEO together with the chairman, or the nomination
Head
committee.
of nomination committee, yeah.
Yeah, or the classic ones. And of course, we need to have a more focused campaign to have this project known to them. Also because it's not a Me Too. I mean, we are in Belgium here. We know that there is the talent pool of women on board. It's not a replication of that project. So we have to make this campaign by, I think, the approach that we will have will be one-to-one contacts by letter first, and then propose meetings with the most important ones. So that's definitely on the agenda, but it is the second step. We will first needed to have really some credible and diverse talent pool of board women. I will not even say board-ready women, because they have, as we said, already board experience, and we are strict on that. So now that we have that, we feel comfortable that we can go to the next step, which is advertising and promoting this pool directly to the chairman and the chairwomen, but there are more chairmen, unfortunately, as well, to really achieve this goal as well. Yes, it's definitely on the agenda.
Thank you.
Here, the next question.
I am just wondering, why do you say that it is not a pool for getting your first experience or first mandate? Because I thought that the goal should be to increase the number of women with a board experience. And looking at Germany, I would say there could be only a handful of women who have already a board experience. So actually, if we want to increase the number of female board members, we should increase the number of women having this experience, and we should create the chances to get the women increase their experience. So should it not be thought as the second step, that even the candidates having a, let's say, a CFO experience and already a management level experience, but without having a board experience, could also enter this pool?
This is a discussion that we have been going with the board of EWoB. And as far as the talent pool is concerned, we really want to have women who already have board experience. But as we have had applications from women from the member organizations who don't have that, we have strongly encouraged them to get the local board experience in their own local market first, and then come to the international ones, because the international board positions are more demanding, cross-border, cross-sector, larger companies, maybe organizations. So you need to have that experience already in your pocket when you come to the international boards. This is the only reason.
And we are a network of networks. So we leverage the achievements of all our organizations. In Women on Board Belgium, the criteria are very high too, but it is possible to get there with a substantial management experience, and it is not closed to other nationalities. So if you're a Belgian resident and you fulfill all the criteria of Women on Board Belgium, you can apply at Women on Board Belgium, and then in time you will gain your opportunity to access the international pool.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, here's one.
How frequently does the admission committee gather and decides on the new admission of new board-ready women?
We had the first meeting in December last year, and I think we have had, what, 4 or 5 meetings plus a couple of email meetings. So there has been a lot of candidates going through.
But is it the intention to have a continuous process,
Yes.
or
Yes.
to
Yes.
to advertise, or to make known to the people that a new bunch of board-ready women is being added to the website, or is it a continuous process?
Yes, it will be a continuous process. How it has been going up until now is that the board of EWoB has been informing all the member organizations, because many of them already, or I think all the member organizations are in the board. And so we get the information directly to the member organizations. And there, for example, in Finland, we have been then informing our own members that now the next meeting for a talent pool is then and then. And here are the documents you need to fill in. Please fill in if you feel that you qualify, and the deadline is then and then. And that's how it's been going up until now. And now next year, I think this year it is still easy because we have the same procedure and same governance. But next year when it opens up, then it will be even more continuous, because the online tool for applications will be open all the time, 24/7. And we'll see how much applications we will get in at that time.
Thank you.
Now we got a mark, sorry, from Karima, that we need to stop here for schedule reasons. But we'll be happy to answer all the questions during the networking and the cocktails and after this presentation. So thank you very much for your time, and let's network.